Ethan Allen had a strong connection to this area, and Ethan Allen's story is complicated.
He was trouble enough just in Lakeville. I mean, he was hauled into court. He and Heeman, on a couple of occasions, were both hauled into court. I think alcohol had something to do with it, but raising heck in the village, kind of a wild man. One story of him going up into Albany, and which was still held by the British at that point, and going into a party, and there was a big gaboon of punch in it, alcohol punch, and he went in and announced, "My name is Ethan Allen. Anybody wants to make anything of it, come right up." Tipped the whole bowl up and drank right out of it, and then walked out of the building.
Ethan Allen is an American icon, best known for his leadership of the Green Mountain Boys, a militia based in what is now Vermont.
Who can handle the sword and the scythe and the pen? Hurrah for Vermont, for the land that we till must...
The Green Mountain Boys' primary goal was to keep the British, or the New Yorkers, from taking over the Vermont area.
The most iconic and famous act of the Green Mountain Boys was the capture of Fort Ticonderoga, a British-controlled fort in upstate New York.
The story was that Ethan Allen and his men arrived at the fort and pounded on the door, and the man in charge, whether he was a general or a colonel or whatever he was, came to the door in his nightgown, and Ethan Allen announced that he was taking over the fort, and there was no resistance. They just went in and took it over.
However, Ethan Allen's largest contribution to American history may not have been in New York, but further south, in Salisbury, Connecticut.
We know of no other furnace in America that made as many cannons as were made in Lakeville, at Salisbury, during the American Revolution for the Patriot side. Ethan Allen was important to the local iron industry because he was one of the 4 partners that actually built the Salisbury furnace, that first furnace in 1762. Some historians say that he was sort of the energy that brought all of the people together because he had very little financial stake to put in those days.
The iron industry in the Salisbury Iron District, which Ethan Allen helped found, produced some of the best iron in the world.
Although we don't completely know why, the makeup of Salisbury iron was such that it produced a product of great durability. The iron that was made in the Salisbury Iron District, and that's this whole area, not just the town of Salisbury, was world famous. People sought out Salisbury iron products.
The problem I deal with when I deal with student groups is they think he made furniture. And, you know, which is tragic to me. A guy that's that important in history, and that's all I know about is the Ethan Allen furniture industry, which he has nothing to do with, obviously. I would think he was a very significant figure, because that's the first blast furnace, and when you figure that they made somewhere around 800 cannon altogether during the Revolution, he really was a major contributor to that. Well, we really know him as a man who was so important in the iron industry and in the Revolution as a result.